African Americans have contributed immensely to the various innovations in America, from the first home security system to the first blood bank. But what about the food industry? The 5 innovators that we have for you in this episode have had an integral part in transforming food in America and worldwide. Hi, my name is Jared, and welcome to Black Excellence, where we share interesting things in Black culture and society in every episode. Make sure to subscribe and hit that bell so you can get notified when we release new videos. There are more African American innovators, chefs, and scientists that have played a great role in shaping American food than the ones that we will talk about today. If you're interested in the subject, we encourage you to do your own research to learn more. Now, in no particular order, let's start with number 1. Number 1, James Hemmings. James Hemmings was a slave owned by Thomas Jefferson before his presidency. He traveled with Jefferson to France in 1784 at the age of 19 to specifically learn the art of French cuisine. Even though Jefferson is sometimes credited for bringing foods like mac and cheese and ice cream to America, it was James Hemmings that actually learned to make them. Hemmings learned the art of French fries, ice cream, mac and cheese, and creme brulee, among other dishes, while he was in France for 2 years. He became the first American trained as a French chef. Hemmings worked as a chef for Jefferson in New York and Philadelphia and was actually paid to do it. Jefferson offered Hemmings his freedom if he was to return to Jefferson's residence, the famous Monticello, and train another chef. And that's exactly what Hemmings ends up doing to earn his freedom. Number 2, George Crumb. The invention of potato chips was accidental. In fact, legend has it, it was born out of spite. George Crumb was a chef at the Moon Lodge Resort in Saratoga Springs in the summer of 1853. A customer sent back his french fries claiming they were not thin and crispy enough. Out of frustration, Crumb sliced the potatoes very thin, fried them, and sent them back out to the customer. The rest is potato chips history. Crumb never patented the dish, but he is credited for the invention. He went on to open his own restaurant called Crumb's House that served a basket of chips at every table. Potato chips did not become a grocery product until 1895, and bag chips were not on the market until 1926. Number 3, Madeleine M Turner. Juicers are so common now that it's hard to imagine that all juicing was once done by hand. Madeleine M Turner, a black woman from Oakland, knew that there must be a better way to enjoy fresh fruit every day. That's when she invented the Turner's Fruit Press, the original fruit juicer that all modern juicers are based on. In April of 1916, Turner was granted a patent for the juicer. The Turner Fruit Press was first put on display at the Panama, California Exposition in San Diego. Thanks to Madeleine Turner, the juicer is now an integral part of business that have launched multi-million-dollar juicing companies like the Juice Bar. Number 4, George Washington Carver. Contrary to popular belief, George Washington Carver did not actually invent the peanut butter. But he did invent 300 different uses for peanuts in an effort to encourage farmers to plant more peanuts. In the late 1800s and early 1900s, growing cotton had depleted farms and fields in the South. Carver, being an agricultural scientist and inventor, urged farmers to plant peanuts because it could restore the nitrogen in the soil and provide protein as well, a much needed nutrition to a balanced diet. At the time, there was very little demand for peanuts, as there were not too many products on the market that used peanuts. To solve the problem, Carver went to work researching and developing hundreds of products that would use peanuts. He expanded the commercialization of peanuts and saved the agricultural economy of the South at the same time. In 1943, President Franklin D. Roosevelt had a monument built for Carver, which was the first national monument dedicated to an African American. Number 5, Joseph Lee. Joseph Lee worked in a bakery from a young age. In an effort to minimize bread waste, he invented a machine that would convert day-old bread into breadcrumbs that could be used in other recipes. This was a groundbreaking invention and the machine spread across the world. The invention was patented in 1895 and Lee later sold the rights. Lee also went on to patent the idea for an automatic bread maker that mixed and kneaded dough. The idea is the basis for the modern day stand mixer that is used in households today. Joseph Lee was also the owner of 2 restaurants in Boston as well as a hotel and catering company. So how many of these innovators do you know about? Let us know in the comments if we taught you something new today, or if you want to shout out another innovator you think should have been mentioned. That's it for this episode. We'll be back with another episode in Black Culture and Society.